What is going on, everybody? It is Bucky and welcome to your 83rd Java tutorial. Now we're actually going to be getting back with GUIs and learning about layouts again after a short break, learning about files and exception handling and stuff like that. So in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you guys about something called FlowLayout, and I know we used it before, but this time I really want to show you guys the details of it. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to make a program that has some buttons on the screen, and depending on what button you click depends on what the flow layout is set as. So let's go ahead and make three variables. They're all going to be private, so private J button, and I'll just name this like a left button, and go ahead and copy that, and we're going to name one CB and RB, and this is going to stand for center button and right button. So change this to CB, this is going to be center button, and this is going to be the right button right there. So now that we have three buttons, or at least three variables, what we need is a flow layout and a container object. So go ahead and make a private flow layout, and you can name yours anything you want. I'm going to name mine layout because it's easy to remember. And also we need a private container object, and I'm going to name container just like that. Make sure I spelled it right, and it looks good enough. So now we can go ahead and build our constructor, and my class is named layout, so I'm going to name public layout for my method, and this will be my constructor. So again, first thing we do, since we're extending JFrame, we can go ahead and build our title using super, and I'm just going to name the title because I am that original. And next we need to go ahead and set our layout object that we created right up here with flow layout. We'll set layout equal to new flow layout, and this pretty much means we want our layout to go from, when we put things in there like buttons, we want them to be arranged from left to right, kind of like Microsoft Word would do it. So now that we made our new flow layout, and we're actually going to be changing this depending on what button we press, but for now that's good. So now after this we need to set our container object equal to something, so container, and set this equal to get content pane, which pretty much means get the bulk of your window, and this is pretty much just so it knows where to put the stuff. So now let's go ahead and set that layout. So we'll set the layout equal to layout, and this pretty much means layout equals set layout new flow layout. So I mean, simple enough. Now let's go ahead and we can finally do stuff with our buttons. This is pretty much creating a window. Now let's add some stuff in it. So first thing we need is equal left button, set that equal to new J button, and give it something to put in the button. And what goes in your parameters for new J button is the text that's going to appear on the button. So I have a button on the screen now that says left on it. So now let's go ahead and add that to the screen. I just kidding, I didn't have it. Oh, but now I do have it on my screen since I just added it. So now we set it, gave it some content, and we added it to our screen. Next, let's add some functionality to this. So we do this by lb.add action, and look at that, it already made it for us. Add action listener. Now we can either write an object in here, or to make things easier, let's use an anonymous inner class. And you see it said method, well, it didn't give us yet, but it needs to use a new action listener, and this is the class, and this is again anonymous inner class. If I change that, and now if you highlight this, it says it must implement the method action listener action performed. So if it told us to do it, let's just do it. We're easily influenced. So let's just go ahead and put something like, well, let's build our method first before we start thinking about that. Public void action performed, and for our parameter type action event. And now we can go ahead and add some functionality to this. And what do we want to happen whenever we click this left button? Finally, after all of this adding, we finally get to the meat right here, the body of our action perform method. What do we want to happen when we click the button? Well, first of all, we want to change that layout. Since we clicked the left button, let's go ahead and set the alignment, and it got a nice little shortcut right there. And what you set it to is flow layout dot left, and what this is going to do is take your entire layout for your window, not just this button, not just this button, but the entire layout, and change everything to left alignment. So by default it's going to be in the center of the screen, and when you click this it's going to be on the left. So next, the only thing we need to do is put layout that we just changed, put layout container, which is pretty much our container, and go ahead and pass container into this, and this pretty much means rearrange everything depending on what our layout is. So now we did this for the left. Now we can just go ahead and do this 2 more times and make it real easy to copy it. So I'm actually going to add a comment so I don't get confused. Just put left stuff in here. So now let's go ahead and copy everything included in that comment and put center stuff in here and change this to center button, add center button to the screen, add an action listener for center button, and change the flow layout to center, which is the default, but again we need to do that. Now we need to do it for the right, so let's put right stuff in here and add the right button to the screen, add an action listener for the right button. Again, a center button and a right button were a lot quicker, so, and not that easy, Haas. And now let's go ahead and run this program. So I'll tell you guys what I did after I run it. I know you guys are probably getting antsy, so let's go ahead and run this baby. And here's what I got. Whoa, forgot to change my text on my button. Quite embarrassing. So this is left stuff, and I put left center. Again, don't forget when you create your buttons to do that. Embarrassing. So let's go ahead and now, oh my god, look at this program. Here is my window that I just created right here, and as you can see, it doesn't matter if it resizes it or not, it automatically rearranges from left to right, and if you run out of room it stacks it under each other. So now if you see, if I click left, it changes it to left, right changes it to right, and center changes it to center. And you can see even if we do this, then we get right, left, center. So it doesn't really matter how big your window is, it just knows the flow layout depending on the size, where do I want stuff arranged. So that's pretty much the basics of flow layout. And one more time, let's see how much time I have on my tutorial, about 2 minutes. So let me go ahead and walk you guys through this. We created 3 variables for the buttons, and we actually created a flow layout and container object because we needed them. This is just housekeeping stuff for creating a window in your constructor. And let's just go over one of these. We added pretty much we set the left button variable equal to a button, since, you know, why not? Then we added that button to the screen, and then all of this pretty much is just saying, alright, what do you want to happen when you click this button? And what did we want to happen? We wanted to change the layout, and then we wanted just to reset the container using that. So, and then we just did it for the center and right button. And here's my main, in case you forgot. I included JavaX Swing because that's the window. And, well, you can see all that. You guys already know what this does already, hopefully, if you watch my tutorials. So that is that for this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Oh, by the way, we're going to be creating games soon, so, you know, just thought I'd let you guys know. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.